Good evening, Hope Dealers. Welcome. Welcome to the call. It is always so good to see you. It seems like it's always longer than a week, but I am happy to see all of you tonight. I'm excited to begin our skills training series. We're going to continue this at least through June, but know that we'll still have those Discover Arbonnes right in place. The schedule that you have is still the same on the second Wednesday of the month, and then we will skip a skills training on May 26th when we have ENVP Maggie Heft speaking to us. And when you all hear her on virtual GTC, you will think, oh my, we get her all to ourselves on May 26th. So except for those little breaks, we will keep going through with a skills training series. But before I jump in there tonight, I want to recognize again, I'm sure you saw the Facebook post, but Amber Fry deserves the most enormous shout out. Yeah, everyone's clapping for you. Number 4 of all the VPs in Arbonne in personal sponsoring in the US, personal sponsoring globally, number 4. Honestly, Amber, it's just, and I got to say, she's earned her Fizzy tin too, but it was like I couldn't get it all in there and still show the name. So she's already earned her Fizzy tin for this month. So she's just on this roll. Yeah, she is caring for, look at her going, caring for a 2-year-old and expecting a baby in June, but no excuses. I'm tired. If anyone's tired, call Amber. But her golden work ethic, because her vision is so clear for what she's creating for herself and for her family. And she is so passionate about helping others to be able to create these kinds of choices in her life too. And I thought, you know what? I bet Amber, now that she's got number 4, she's going to go, I'm going to be number 3 next month. I'm going to be number 2. I'm going to be I know her well. That's where she's going. All right. So a big congrats. Skills training. Skills training is important, but we heard what I was just saying about Amber's vision. Skills training comes in just under having that crystal clear vision. It makes a difference, because if you just do, here's a training, and don't have that vision, that training can start to sound like just another thing added to your plate to think about in your limited brain cells. Maybe mine are just limited, but the vision has to come first, and then learning and implementing skills results in competence, which results in confidence. And who doesn't do anything and everything better when we're confident that we know a little about what we're doing? So our first skill in our series is going to be customer service. If you read my Facebook post, you already know that. And you know we're going to get to have Kate Stone leading on this. It is one of the most important things we can do, is to give that excellent customer service to our existing PCs. Existing PCs are those who signed up through yesterday. They're already your existing preferred clients. So which is easier, to get a new one or to keep an existing one happy? Yeah, you all know the answer. I love this part of my business so much, because asking someone to try the products and wrapping up that sale, getting them to give the feedback and, take a look at their recommended cart now, placing the order. Often that requires a step or two outside the comfort zone, but building a relationship and giving great customer service, that is just pure fun. That is guaranteed to be well received. Who doesn't love when they're noticed and appreciated? And we do want to have new preferred clients every month. We want to add them, though, to existing preferred clients, not replace them, as we're losing these and new ones and others going out. And so from my earliest days in Arbonne, until now, I still hear people say to me, oh, Arbonne, I used to use that. I don't know what happened to my consultant. And the first time I heard those words, I thought, no one is ever going to say that about me. And, I still write the handwritten thank you notes every month. I still send sheet masks as gifts and concentrated shower gels as gifts and bigger gifts sometimes. But we have the queen of customer service and follow-up in our Hope Dealers family. That's District Manager Kate Stone, who has an awesome background in retail and has already trained us before with some of her skills learned in retail. So Kate, this is all yours. Thank you for opening the door to your office and letting us peek in and watch you work.
Okay, thanks, Dina. I'm so thrilled and honored to be able to do this. And for those of you I've never met, I feel like I've met everybody because I've seen you all on these Zooms, but I realize there's very few of you that I've actually met in person over the last year. But my name's Kate Stone. I'm in Carborough, North Carolina, which is near Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill. And what I'm going to talk about is customer service and how I maintain relationships with my preferred clients, which really is, I'm totally with Dina. It's like my favorite part of my business is like those reorders and exposing people to all of Arbonne as a brand and all the different products. But before I start, I wanted to just share a little story that relates to my experience. So in 2007, I was living in New York City. I was pursuing my career as a professional actress, which feels like forever ago and so many careers ago. And like all professional actresses in New York, I got this new part-time job at this really, really cool new boutique. Nobody knew about it. It was like this health and wellness, yoga kind of vibe. And nobody knew about it. It was like the best kept secret in town. And they made the coolest products that were like life-changing. I mean, seriously, like once you tried them, you're like, this is amazing. I'm never going back to any other brand. And part of my job there was to build this brand and let people know about it. But the catch was they said, we're going to do this with no traditional advertising. So no paid radio, no TV commercials, no print ads in New York City, nothing. We're going to do this through relationships, word of mouth, and community. So can you guess what the brand is? It's Lululemon. So I got to share what Lululemon was before anybody knew what Lululemon was. I mean, people would look at my leggings and be like, you have a sticker on your leg. And I'm like, oh no. That's the logo. Like, you need to know about these pants. So to me, Arbonne is like the same thing. Like, there's so many people who don't know about Arbonne, and I feel like it's this like best kept secret. And I use so much of what I learned at Lululemon in my Arbonne business. I just think of it as like my own store that I run from my home wearing my Lululemon leggings now. And I get to educate people on these amazing products and tell this brand story in the same way. So that's kind of just like a bit of the background of my retail experience. And so Dina already started us off with a great point of just like, why is preferred client experience so important? And it's because the cost of acquiring a new customer, this is like a big retail training point, the cost of acquiring a new customer is always more than retaining an existing customer. So you have to focus on your existing customer. So we're not doing traditional advertising. So you might think like, well, what's my cost of acquiring a customer? Well, you hosted a Facebook party, right? You sent samples in the mail. You did a follow-up. Like all of that cost is like your time, your energy, like that's your cost. And so once you get that person to enroll as a preferred client, you don't want them to leave. Like you want to continue that experience. The other reason it's so important, I don't know about you, but for me, part of choosing this business is time saving. And so there's no greater feeling than waking up in the morning and checking my office dashboard and being like, there's 2 new orders. I was sleeping and those orders came in. Like, that's the best. Like, I'm like, I didn't talk to that client. I didn't follow up. I didn't remind them. They just like bought stuff. Like, and I'm like, okay. So I love that. So that's where like training our preferred clients how to reorder in the best way for them is so, so important. Yeah, I love all the comments. It makes my day too. It's like so much fun. So what I'm going to share tonight is kind of how I create a VIP experience. This is my version, but like totally make it your own. But it hopefully will give you some ideas. So I'm going to share my monthly system of how I welcome new preferred clients, how I maintain relationships, and then thank people for their orders. And I've kind of developed my own system of working that I feel like saves time and is efficient, and I'm not like constantly thinking about it all the time. So the first thing is to think about like multiple forms of communication. So actually like raise your hand if you're using these forms of communication. The first would be like text message or Facebook message. Great. What about who has a Facebook VIP group? And that's a way that you communicate with clients. Awesome. Snail mail, putting packages or notes in the mail to people. Awesome. And then emailing people. Cool. Awesome. So I love using all those forms of communication because then I feel like I'm not bugging people, right? And I also learn that different people like to communicate in different ways. So some people love a text message. Some people love an email. Some people, I think everyone notices mail because it's fun to get fun mail, not like bills in the mail. So people notice that. But using different ways of communicating is really important. And then, so the welcome experience. I think this is like the first impression for a preferred client. So what's key in the welcome experience is that somebody understands the benefits of the preferred client program that they've just enrolled in, that they get 20 to 40% off for the entire year, that there's a free gift program and free shipping. Like those are all the benefits, but they're not benefits if they don't reorder, right? Like, and I was thinking about it. We just enrolled in Costco last week, which we haven't been members of for years. And I'm like, I paid $120 to join Costco. Like, so now I'm motivated to go only shop there to get my membership benefits, right? It's the same thing with Arbonne. And so how I educate my preferred clients on the program is two ways. Always a handwritten note, like Dina says, and then also an email. So both. So first situation would be usually if I'm enrolling a new preferred client, we've met through a Facebook party, right? In the last year for the most part. So then most likely I'm also sending them mail from the party. Either they've won the raffle or they're getting another free gift from me that I'm putting in the mail as part of the party. So then I will also include a handwritten note that just says like, welcome to the preferred client program. You get 20 to 40% off for the year. There's a free gift program and free shipping on qualifying orders. I will always, I know how busy you are. I will always remind you by text or email in the months that your free gift is expiring. So I just set expectations that I'm going to be reaching out to them by email and text. So then when I do, I'm not bugging them. Like I already told them, I'm going to remind you. And so then they're getting the reminder and they understand the value in the free gift. Then the other situation would be, say I enrolled a new preferred client, not through a Facebook party. There's somebody I know, they enrolled, they didn't get a prize or something that I'm putting in the mail. I'll still put a thank you note in the mail to them. And usually what I'll do is include other samples. So say they did 30 days to healthy living, I would send them Age Well samples, something totally opposite, like different product line than what they purchased. If they got the Age Well skincare set, I'll send them protein and fizz samples. And the idea behind that is I want to expose them to all of Arbonne as a brand. I don't want them to just think of like, oh, Arbonne's my skincare company. I get my skincare there. I want them to realize that there's nutrition, there's makeup, there's essential oils, there's baby, there, right? There's all those different things because then I'm setting the tone for that next reorder of like, there's other free gifts that you can get. There's other things that you can order because especially like with skincare, they're not going to need another set probably in 2 months, right? They're going to have plenty all still. So they're not going to need to reorder. And then also they get to sample some of the things that are on that free gift list. So then that free gift list seems more enticing than just like these random products on a sheet. And you're like, well, I don't think I use any of those. Like, I don't know what to do with those. You've tried some of them. So it's more valuable. And then the other thing I do with the, with preferred client welcome is I will send all of my preferred clients the same information in a welcome email. So they have it in two places. They have that note, but then they also have the email. And I'm going to tell you at the end exactly how I work my email system to be just organized and batch it all out. Whoops, sorry, I got a call. Okay, I'm back, sorry. Next, free gifts. Okay, so free gifts are so critical for preferred clients because It's the value of the preferred client program. But I don't think that people really get what it is at first. Like, I think they think it's like some like dinky little sample that they're going to get, you know, like they don't think it's like a full size product. So I always train my preferred clients, like, get the most expensive gift. Like, I just straight out tell them, I'm like, and I'll even rank, like, here are the most expensive gifts. On this month's gift list, the most expensive thing is the Genius Resurfacing Pads, $98, the Age Well Night Cream, $91, the Eye Cream, $67, or Fizz and Mind Health, $57. Like, I'll just lay it out, because then people get like, oh, if I reorder, it's $120 plus free shipping, and I could get a $98 gift. Like, that's crazy. That's like such a huge value, you know? So I sometimes in my VIP group will even like put like Kate's top like picks for free gifts, or like call out the prices. But just like, I'm like, just get the most expensive thing that you want. Like, but don't get the cheap thing. You should buy that, you know, like, and I just, because then they get like the free gift is more exciting, you know, and it's cool that you get to choose it, but it's not like the makeup counter where you got like the bag from Clinique or whatever, right? Like, you get to choose what you want. And, you know, you could play devil's advocate and say like, oh, well, you lost the commission on the resurfacing pads. But I would argue that you got the customer to try something new that they might not have ordered and paid for on their own, that eventually they might reorder, and you got the reorder, right? Like, the reorder with the free gift is better than no order at all. So getting people to use that system and order always like $150 plus the free gift plus free shipping is like the best way to shop Arbonne. So how do we remind people about their free gifts? This is the system that I've been using. The first of the month, I will send them an email reminder. You have a free gift on your account. It expires April 30th. Here's the free gift list. Then a week later, I'll text them. And lately I've been making like a cute graphic that has like the free gift list and like, your gift expires on April 30th. And just texting them that graphic and a note. So I've sent them an email, I've sent them a text. Then the next week, so third week of the month, I'll send them the email again. And honestly, I'm sending like the same email. I might just like change a sentence or two and change the graphic up top, like, so it looks a little different, but it's the same email. And then the final reminder is in like the final days of the end of the month. And usually people don't mind. Like, unless I get a no, like I'm not ordering, like it's not in my budget, then I'll take them off my reminders. But usually people are like, I'm so busy. Like, thank you. Thank you for reminding me about this free gift. I am using the Arbonne CRM system for all of this because I just find it really simple and easy. Like, so much of the work is done for you already, you know, in there. So the other thing with the Arbonne email system is there's a wealth of content in there, like so many emails written for you already. So I've gotten in the habit of writing a weekly email to all of my preferred clients. So telling like the brand history, a sustainability story about like for Earth Day, I sent out a Happy Earth Day email. New products, sales, specials, that stuff, but like just weekly sending an email to educate them about something about Arbonne. And I use the templates that Arbonne writes, but then I change it to make it sound like me, you know? So I put like, if it's about a product, like, I love this product because this is my favorite, this is why I love it. I sign off in a way that feels like Kate. And then I always put a link to, you can add a link in there. I always put a link to your shopping website or that specific product, the free gift list. Like, there's always a clear call to action from that email of what to do next or where to find that thing. And people have responded. They're like, oh, I love getting your emails. Like, no one writes me back, but they're like, oh yeah, that's really helpful. And the reason that email is so valuable is you don't have to depend on your clients scrolling Facebook to see your VIP group to get that update, or the Facebook algorithm. And I'm finding that a lot of people are taking Facebook breaks these days, that they're going off for weeks at a time, or they're just like setting some new boundaries. So like, I think email is more impactful right now with that kind of stuff. So I've been using, and I find it also really saves a lot of time for me. Like I can get an email out to a bunch of people in 20 minutes. So it's not that much. Okay, so emails, free gifts, a welcome experience. Now, like, how do I implement all this, right? Because it can seem like a lot of details, mailing things out, sending emails, texts, like a lot of busy work. So this is how I've organized myself, and it seems to work lately. I mean, it's always evolving, but here's what I do is I have a Google sheet, or you could use an Excel spreadsheet, where I literally track everything that ever goes in the mail. So the person's name, the date, what I put in the mail, and why goes in that sheet. So I sent Dina today a thank you note with a fizz stick because she placed an order in April. Or I sent Connolly, on this day, the Age Well Night Cream because she was the raffle winner from Dina's party, right? And just connect the dots there with people. But then I know like what things I've sent them so I don't duplicate gifts. I know what I sent them last time. Like if I missed somebody, sometimes like, especially this year, I feel like I'm in such a time warp. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I just sent them a note. And then I look in the sheet and I'm like, that was 4 months ago. Like, like I can't even remember things. So I have everything tracked. Free prizes, raffles, samples, thank you cards with fizzes, post rewards, like anything that goes in the mail, I put it in the Google sheet, which is really helpful. And then if I'm sending somebody samples or it's a new PC, somebody I need to follow up with, I'll highlight them in yellow because then it's just easy for me to see who do I need to follow up with, who's in yellow there. So how I do all this is I've been batching all of these tasks. So for a while I was writing each thank you note as every order came in, and it just felt like a lot. So now the first of the month, like Saturday is May 1st. On Saturday, I have time blocked a couple hours. And what I'm going to do on the first of the month is wrap up April and then set forward for May. So first, everyone who ordered in April gets a thank you card and a fizz stick or a Mind Health or a Skin Elixir, some card with something in the mail for thank you for April. If it's a bigger order, maybe I put a sheet mask or a shower gel or something in my stash in there, but something goes in the mail as a thank you. Then I'll go into the Arbonne email system and send all those PC welcome emails for the month. So it's like one thing that I do one time. And then moving forward, I'll send the emails to remind people about their expiring free gifts and any PC renewals for the month going forward. So that all happens the first of the month and then it's done. Like it's just, I don't know, for me, it really has helped to just spend a couple hours. And like if you're writing notes like all at once, it's like I just fill my mailbox and it's finished. It's been really like an easy way to organize things. And then what I do with my VIP Facebook group is usually Mondays. I schedule out all the posts for my VIP Facebook group for the whole week on Mondays. And it usually takes me less than an hour and it's done. And I can post things spontaneously in there, but at least I know there's like a post a day in there. And I don't have to think of every day. I'm not like, oh, I need to post something. I need to do this. It's done. So the batching of tasks has been really helpful, and also the wrap up of the month and then the going forward has been really helpful for me. And then, Facebook parties in between, those have more urgency to go with. So here are two final questions as I wrap up to just think about is how are you creating authentic relationships with your preferred clients, right? How are you communicating with them? And then how can you create a unique VIP experience for your clients? Because it's probably not the way I'm doing it, but you can put your own twist on it and what feels good. And just think about like, what would you like to receive as a client? What would feel special? And then just like the key points to summarize everything, creating that VIP welcome experience, educating your preferred clients on the value of the preferred client program, the build for more, the discounts, the free gifts, the free shipping, all of that is so critical, especially in the beginning. And then creating relationships through multiple forms of communication, and then batching your tasks so you don't feel like a crazy woman all month long doing like 10,000 things at once. So thanks.
Wow, Kate, thank you. Thank you so much. And I can tell you, none of your preferred clients will ever say, I don't know who my consultant was. I did use Arbonne a few years back. That's how you keep them coming back to you. So thank you
That's
for
right.
sharing. I'm just going to share a tiny little snippet, and I will continue this part of the training on the first call, well, next week's call, because I want to spend a minute or two tonight and then most of next week's call back on asking others to take a look at the business. That's a skills training that just continues to go on and on. It's not done in 5 minutes. But I just want to mention one aspect of it tonight, and that is the mindset. And I know that you've heard that 1,000 times before, but it's everything before you make the ask. It's what will, changing that mindset will take the fear out of making the ask, because the part where everyone gets so stuck, I know I did at the beginning as well, is in the belief in yourself to be able to share this in an attractive way. It's the fear factor, the fear of what if I don't do a good job. And I always say, I wish y'all could have had videos of some of my one-on-one attempts to share the business. In my early days, you would fall out of your chair laughing. I was horrible because I talked too much and I didn't listen and ask questions. And I gave them a 30-minute run-on sentence to present all the great things about Arbonne. And I wish that was exaggerating, but it's pretty close. But I think that, the fears in there, that fear of failure, fear that we're not smart enough, knowledgeable enough, entertaining enough, old enough, young enough, experienced, and all those enough things. And the king of all of them is that fear of what others will think. And I am just going to be really honest tonight that you cannot work around not sharing the business and hope somewhere things work out. It's like this, you can't work around it. You can't ignore that that's there. You have to work through that and grow your belief, grow your confidence, so that you are doing it, because it's not going to happen that people just, no one lines up at my door, they never have, and ask me to tell them about this business. So this is where that leaders or readers comes in, about intentionally filling your mind with truth, writing down what you're grateful for, and not just to go through, oh yeah, I've heard this, you're supposed to write 5 things you're grateful for, it's on our daily method, check, did that. That's not supposed to be that. It's supposed to be so that your focus goes there, so that all that you are seeing that's good in your life, good about yourself, good about this business, good about what you have to offer. I mean, this goes in every area of life. I'm just kind of narrowing it right now, because what you focus on is what you get more of. Thoughts are real things. So if you're thinking, I just don't share the business, or I just don't share it well, guess what? That guides actions to not share it, or to not think you're going to share it well. Where thoughts like, who would not want to join me on such an amazing opportunity, that's going to guide you to ask others, to recognize when there's someone right there, you're in a conversation, or there's someone that you think to ask about something, you go, oh yeah, I'm following that because this person surely is going to want to do this, or they're going to lead me to someone who does. And making it all about the other person is what finally sunk into me, to let go of any kind of fear of what people might think about me. Because guess what? It's not about me. It's just a gift I have to offer. You often hear me say, it's like, recommending to you my favorite Mexican restaurant. And if you go, oh, I don't like Mexican food, I don't take that as you don't like me, or you don't want to go out to eat somewhere with me. You just don't want to go out. You just don't want to have Mexican food. It's the same thing in this. Give it just about that much emotional attachment and not have it sink in if somebody is not interested. I always love, and this is written, I'd encourage you, because I'm going to cut this short tonight. So I want Callie to share something before we close. That if you read what I wrote on sponsoring on the leadership team part of our website, just the whole big sponsoring essay that I wrote, not short, but I poured my heart into that. I would love for you to read what I wrote. And one part in it does quote Linda Parker saying, if you leave an appointment or a conversation about the business and they said no, and your thoughts are running along the line of, oh, this is so frustrating, I needed her to say, yes, how am I supposed to get to district or area if I can't get somebody to join me? If your mind is going there, that's a little check that you made it about yourself. You wanted them to do something to grow your team. But if they said no, and all you're thinking is something along the line of how sad for her or for him, he doesn't see it, she doesn't see it yet, this could have been life-changing for them. That's an indication that you did make it about the other person. You're not worried about how it affected you. Kind of sad for them that they didn't get it. So as an action step, I challenge you to either write down affirmations that you'll read 3 times a day aloud, starting with tonight or tomorrow morning, go through the end of May. We'll give it 30 days plus the rest of this week. Or I go back and forth between reading the same ones every day or writing out like 3 new ones every day, 3 brand new ones, so that you're continually saying brand new, fresh things. It could be like, I am showing up as the best version of myself today. I am attracting an amazing team of heart-centered leaders. I have an incredible gift to offer. I cannot wait to go out into this world today and see who is ready to receive it. Things like that, because the world does need your version of Arbonne. I want to share my screen really quick. Actually, you know what? I'm not. I want Callie to talk. What I'm going to share on my screen, I'm just going to post on the Facebook group, and it is a really cool flow chart that, if the person is on the survey is a 1 through a 5, a 6 through a 10, this is what your next step would be. And you can see it. Connolly trained on that beautifully. Last week's call, Connolly and Amber both. But this, we all like visuals. And so if you're like, well, if they're this, what do I do here? It gives a perfect organized flow chart. I'll just post that. But Callie is having great success. I started to say luck. It's not luck. What is it? Preparation plus opportunity equals luck. I remember reading that sometime. So Miss Preparation over here and opportunity is having much success getting surveys back. And I just asked her if she would share who she's asking to send this more to and do a survey.
Thank you, Miss Dina. Hi, everyone. I've not met any of you, just like Kate has said, except Ashley, of course, but I feel like I know most of you very well. So Dina asked me just to talk a little bit about the survey that Con and Amber trained on last week. And it's just like I was talking to Dina today and kind of like preparing for this. It's another tool that we have in our tool belt. We have so many things that like attract people differently. And like Kate spoke about some of them, like we all have different markets. So like when Kate was talking, I was like, wait a second, I don't really use email because my market is not on emailing. And so everybody has different ways that they can attract. And for some reason or another, this survey has been one of my really great ways to attract people. And it's actually kind of like taught me some things about some people that I didn't know about. And so I wanted just to share a few highlights. And if you've not heard about this survey or anything about this, I'm going to have Ashley actually pop that link in here. And you can go back and look over this. Dina and Con trained on this last week. It is really a survey that you can get to learn either your warm market or your cold market just a little bit more. And I think that's so fun because one of the top things about this, and I'll start off with this one, is just like Kate said, I post about my free gift list, the people that are up for a free gift in my VIP group. And I had one of my girls message me and she was like, hey, I'm ready to get my free gift. And she was like, I don't really know what I want or anything like that. And we just got to talking and I was like, and she was like, I don't really know if I should order yet. I still have the stuff that I had left from last time. And I was just like, all right, let's just try this. Why not? And so I sent her the survey and I was like, this is just really going to help me serve you a little bit better. And just to keep the conversation going. And by sending her that survey, she picked 3 brand spanking new products that she hasn't had yet. And she reordered and got her free gift. So that was kind of cool because it was a conversation of a warm market that I was already in. And so when Dina said, I'm having tremendous success, I'm having success with my warm market. I have messaged this out to almost all of my preferred clients. And it's not just about the business as well. It's really, I think one question that I love on there is, what have you learned about Arbonne? Like, what have you learned about like what Arbonne is? And just to see those responses as well is really cool. I mean, it's just cool to know that these people had never heard of Arbonne before, most of them, and that I'm able to teach them a little bit more. So that was one success that I thought was really cool. Dina also asked me just to share like the verbiage that I'm sending. Like, what are you sending these people? Are you sending these people a fist stick? Are you sending anything to get these people to take the survey? No, I'm just sending out the survey. And I'm just saying, you know what, like, and Ashley's going to pop my verbiage in there. And I kind of just took some of Con's and kind of tweaked it a little bit just to sound like me. But basically, I'm just like, I think the main thing that's grabbing their attention is I'm leaving it very open at the end. I'm just saying, I would really value your opinion, or I think your opinion would mean the world to me. Just because you're really getting good feedback, whether they are a 1 or whether they are a 10, which I've gotten both. The opinion of a 1 or the opinion of a 4. Like, I had a conversation with a 4 today, and I thought it was really cool what Dina said about a 4 is like, okay, why are they a 4? What are the positive things that made them a 4? Or like, even though they're not anywhere near 10 wanting anything about this business, they're still a 4, so they still think positively about Arbonne. And so just like Ashley just popped in there, I'm making it really basic, really easy to the point. Because I've learned from the master herself, Amber Fry, make this easy. I mean, don't complicate this. Like I said, it's another tool in our tool belt. It's something else we can use. It's a better way to get to know our clients better and what they need and how we can serve them. And then I'm just going to close with one more spot on the survey, which is going to take the conversation even further, is what they would like more information on. And so I have some people, I've started to go, it's kind of scary, but I've started to go to my cold market. And I'm your girl that will message anybody cold. I will do a cold party ask. I don't care. I actually had 3 parties this month that I add people, and the people you may know, if they have a cute profile picture, I add them, I stalk them, and I stalk them for a few days, and then I message them for a party. And I have, over the past 2 months, I've had 15 brand spanking cold parties. And so I started today, I had a party and I started cold asking this party with this survey. So we'll see if any of them come in. These are people that didn't even order. These are people that some of them were like little bit of conversation, not much of conversation, but I was just going to see how this worked with that as well. Because again, I don't care who I ask. Again, and like Dina said, it's a gift. And if they say no, just say rats on them and move on. I just think it's fun just to be able to something else to share with everyone and how much information you can get back. Again, that 1 through 10 you get back. what they've learned about Arbonne you get back, and a next step you get back. So 3 great things that you can use to better serve your clients as well. So pretty much all I got.
Wow, Callie, thank you so much. And you know, when you bring positive energy like that, it's no wonder that people are taking the survey, looking at this more, hosting a party for you, because your energy is attractive. It really is. And you just, it's raising that level of energy, and it just comes from within you. So that is beautiful. Thank you. And I am going to just, close this call out. I appreciate all of you who got on and participated, and especially Kate and Callie for all that you shared tonight. And just, there's a quote I often share. We'll say it again because some of you are new, but entrepreneurs do what others won't for a few years of their lives so they can live like others can't for the rest of their lives. Just keep that in mind. Write your affirmations and have a great close week. Love each one of you.